Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Vought, as OMB Director, will you be giving advice to the President?
Yes, Senator.
Not just executing whatever you want. Great, perfect. And this is why I'd like to get to kind of more of your thought process, because while I don't disagree that you're going to follow the best as possible to the every dot when it comes to the Constitution, I don't question at all whether you will abide by that, nor your patriotism or anything like that. I do think it's important for me to understand your thought process because you will be advising the President. And as such, I'd like to know what your thought process was in your positions in the past and previous, in your previous roles. So going back to Senator Blumenthal, as someone like me who I am a veteran, I do receive VA disability. Many of the men I serve with in the Marines also receive disability. I have gotten very frightened phone calls in the past about different things they've heard, a lot of times online, that either the Democrats or the Republicans are going to cut VA disability, whatever it is. It always happens. It's not just comes from both sides. They're worried about both sides cutting it, and it makes sense if you understand their life. A lot of them have very, very small, personal budgets. If something is cut, that could affect their livelihood, their ability to pay rent, and things of that nature. And so, we heard obviously what Senator Blumenthal said about potentially, your past position that people below 30% VA disability should have that disability cut off altogether. I'm not saying that you are going to project this going forward to the President, because clearly you say you're going to abide and go by what the President tells you to do. But what was your thought process back in the day in terms of your belief of why that was a good program? And I'm sure there was some reasoning for it, obviously saving money or whatever it is, like breaking down bureaucracy, but I'd love to hear the thought process to that.
Well, first of all, Senator, I just want to say thank you, and I don't take it for granted for you to accept that I will be someone that upholds the Constitution in performing the duties of the OMB
Absolutely.
Director, so I'm very grateful for your comments on that. Look, I'm not here on behalf of proposals that as the President of the CRA might have put forward. I'm here on behalf of the President. He fully supported veteran spending. One of his most proud initiatives was some of the reforms that were made to provide additional health care resources and flexibility and to make sure that veterans got all the care that they needed to. It was a huge priority in the first term. We were always fully funding the needs of the VA, and we will continue to do so if confirmed.
And no doubt, as someone that, I've been a veteran, since the Bush administration. I've seen great progression, actually, under all the administrations, and certainly saw some under the Trump administration. Why I'm asking this is because, again, prior to starting this line of questioning, I asked, will you be giving advice to the President? And that's why I'm trying to get at, what is your thought process, because that's going to give me a very good indication about, where future decisions are going to be made and future advice will be given to the President. I have zero doubt that you're going to fully execute whatever the President tells you to do, but at some point you'll also likely be giving advice. And this is why I asked certain things, whether it's as your past position in government, whether it's your past position and whether you are not as the head of your think tank. For example, it is concerning when it comes to means testing. There are places, obviously, I think when it comes to government benefits, that there should be some means tests. When it comes to veterans and VA disability benefits, it's not, a lot of us don't believe that there should be means tests for something that we actually did and received in service to the country. And so if you could explain at least that, what was the thought process? Because that helps me determine what is going to be the advice that you'll be giving to the President, because it does concern veterans. We would be concerned if somebody is going to cut our benefits, or if at minimum we understand where the process is, and maybe we could say, like, what, this is someone that's being reasonable, and maybe we could try to work with them in any other way possible.
Thank you, Senator. I think the best way to get a sense of the advice that I'll be giving is based on what the President ran on. My view of this role is that you take what the President wants to do, what he ran on, what he is articulating once in office, and figuring out how to best implement it and to do it in the most efficient manner. And the President ran on fully funding veteran programs and providing what is necessary, and I think that should give you a pretty good sense, even though I'm not going to get into the specific advice that I give to the President.
So in your interpretation of the president being a stalwart supporter of veterans, and I think he definitely ran on that. I think we could all agree on that in this committee. And certainly almost everyone I served with voted for the president, so I think they also believe that. Would that include the fact that that would be including protecting VA disability that would match the president's point of view? And would you advise them to actually follow through on that by protecting VA disability ratings?
Again, Senator, I'm not going to get ahead of the budget process other than to say that it's been a priority to fully fund the needs of the veterans, and that will continue if confirmed.
Good. Are you back?